Hello all, Jamie here from Craftmania, and today I am bringing you an incredible bargain. Now this is a clearance offer, and when it's gone, it's gone. And I have a feeling you might fall in love with this and ask Father Christmas to put this in your stocking under the Christmas tree. Now today we are having a little look at a bundle from Pink Ink. This is what we call Wax Lyrical, and it is incredible. I'm going to give you a little sneaky peek. Here it is. There are 10 colours. I'm going to go through all of them shortly and show you sample boards for them, and we're going to do some techniques with them too. But there are 10 colours in the collection. This little lot should cost you £69.90. That is the recommended retail price for this bundle. But it is the time to think about giving, and it's certainly the time to bag yourself a saving. So why don't we give you around just about 30% off of buying that whole collection in one go? It's a huge discount, and the highest discount we have ever been able to give on Wax Lyrical. It's going to put your bundle price at £48.99. Now, genuinely, there are a limited amount of these available, and when they are gone, they are gone. I don't want you to miss out, so if you like the look of them, get hold of them as quickly as you possibly can do. Now, this is a wax, they call it Wax Lyrical. It's designed to be a gilding wax. Now, normally gilding waxes are solvent based and they have some pretty ropey bits to them. This is a water-based version. That opens up a whole host of different ways in which we can use it. The minute we talk about water-based, we know that it's friendly, it's easy to use, it's easy to clean up, and it opens more opportunities to play around with it. But at its heart, it acts and works like a gilding wax. So again, it means that you can highlight over card, you can highlight over your embossed panels. We're going to use it on MDF, we're going to do all sorts with it. But genuinely, this bundle, this colorway, this collection is kind of cool, and I have a feeling you're going to really fall in love with these as we go through the next little while and we play with them. Now, if you do fall in love with this and you would like to get hold of this, there is one place and one place only you're going to get this in this bundle right now. Pop on to Craftmania, www.craftmaniacrafts.com, and along the menu bar, or in the drop down menu bar if you're on a mobile device, you will see a little section that says YouTube. Give that a click and it will open up and it will show you the tab for the Wax Lyrical video. Give that a click, and when it opens, you'll find this bundle reduced to just £48.99. You'll find the embossing folders we're using, you'll find the blending brushes, the applicator tools, the blending mats, the MDF, all of the other bits we're going to be talking about throughout this show will all be on that page for you, so you don't have to go searching, they're all in one place. Now, of course, anytime you're shopping with Craftmania, you are going to receive free UK P&P the second you've spent over £10. So free UK P&P for any purchase over £10. If it's below £10, then it's a flat rate of £2.95. Whether you're under £10 or over £10 and you'd like to speed up your delivery, you can do so by upgrading your P&P to first class at a flat rate of £3.95. Now, I know we have a lot of international viewers, and I have a feeling this is going to be new to you, and you're going to see this, fall in love, and want to know if you can get hold of it. Of course you can. We will post this to you anywhere in the world, and our P&P for this bundle and everything else at Craftmania is capped at £10. If we find your P&P cheaper than £10, we will refund the difference for you. If it costs more than £10, here at Craftmania, we will pay that for you. So the most you pay for international shipping is £10. Now, if you have any questions about any of the bits I've just run through, pop onto the website and have a little look under the customer service tab, and you'll see how our shipping and handling works, and it's all wrote out for you there. But with no further ado, let's delve in and have a little look at these, because genuinely, these are little tubes of magic, and I have a feeling you're going to love them as much as I do. So there are 10 colours. We're going to slide those out the way for now. I'm sure I'll bring them back shortly so you can see them in their packed form again, but let's show you them in their actual form. So this one is French lavender, and I've done my boards on black card because I love you to see it pop on black. Now, you can use these on any colour cardstock you would like to, but I always feel if I show you them on black and you can see that shimmer, you can see that metallic, you can see that colour coming through, then you're going to know that that's going to show up on every other colour you try to put them on. Please forgive my fingernails. You will see that I am slightly obsessed with this, and I have been working with it all day making samples for this video, and I haven't yet scrubbed my fingers clean, which I've just spotted, so apologies for that. But this one is our French lavender, and that's the first one in your collection. Then you have got apple pie. Oh, look at this. Isn't that the most glorious green you've ever seen? Now you can mix these if you would like to. You could work them together, make your own shades, but that one as it sits is your apple pie. Then we're going to move on and we're going to look at Blue Moon. I don't know why I sing that. I'm sure it might be a song somewhere. But our Blue Moon one, how rich and regal and extravagant is this? This looks like it's the packaging for a posh bottle of perfume. But it, of course, it is our Pink Ink Designs Wax Lyrical. Isn't that, oh, that's a proper midnight blue. I love a midnight blue. Then we've got for you, and this is what I love about this range, the colours go through everything you could need. The next one is burnished copper. So the minute you want to get antique, you want to create that vintage effect, you've got that copper element to bring in. Now, whether that's with the blues and the greens to create like verdigris effects, or whether that's on its own, or whether you're going to colour over the top of this, are all choices that you're going to have to make as you start playing with these. But you can see already, look at them 4 colours just sat together. They're delightful. Then we move on and we've got aquamarine. Now, I love a teal, but how cool is this one? How beautiful. And I know I'm overly ecstatic about these probably, but to me, this is just so much fun. So easy to use, so effective, so foolproof to be fair, and yet so cost effective. Then we've got Lily the Pink. Now this has got that beautiful pinkness coming through. Even over the black, it goes a little bit more lavendery in places, a little bit more purple, but you can see that pink really popping and coming through. Then we're going to move on. Let's put that at this end actually, so you can see the contrasts. Then we're going to go for Heart of the Gold. Now this, of course, is our beautiful burnished gold. Look how antique and gorgeous this one is. Now this was one we're going to be demoing. We're going to play with lots of these, but of course we've got that gold. Let's put the gold with a blue so we can make up a few sort of colour options here. Now this one's interesting. This is our slate grey. Now I don't see grey with this, I see black. But it's gorgeous because even over the top of black card, you've got the original black card coming through underneath in sort of the debossed elements of this embossing folder. And then you've got that beautiful pearly gold, black, sorry, sat on the top, of course, created with our slate grey. This is gorgeous. Very elegant, very Moorish. And again, one of them colours I think you're going to reach for time after time. Then we move on to Blaze Orange. Now, a lot brighter in the tube than you might imagine on black card. When it comes through on the black card, very, very prominent still, but not quite as bright as it is in the tube. Of course, if we use it on white card or lighter card, you're going to see it be even brighter. But I really like the way this black sort of pairs that back slightly and gives you, again, a very vintage effect, very cool effect. Then to finish off our colour palette, we have got our silver. Now this one is Silver Fox. Now how glorious is the silver? How very, very cool is that? Again, looking very luxurious, very expensive, and very easy to apply. So that gives you your 10 colours through this complete palette. Now I think when you see them in this format, instead of in the packs, you can see why I say this is such a great colour range. When you've got your purples, your greens, so straight away, let's chat about that. You've got greens, you've got foliage, so you're going to be able to use this for your flowers. You're going to be able to use this for all of the foliage elements, whether this is colour in die sets, colour in the foliage in this embossing folder, whether you're going to take this out and paint with it, and literally paint in the foliage on your stamped images. Then we go from there, you've got your bright shades, your purples, your pinks, your oranges that could be your flowers. Then you've got what I class as your vintage shades, which to me are the golds, the coppers, the silvers. Then you've got the fun shades, which are the navies and the teals. But you think as a collection, all throughout the year, we're coming to the end of this year, we're looking to start crafting for next year. You think of every project you're going to do and the colours you're going to be needing to work with, this is going to be the colour palette that you're going to be able to pick up and go to, because it's got every shade that you're possibly going to need going throughout that year or going throughout those creations. And don't forget, if there is something and you're sitting there thinking, but I really would have liked this shade or that shade, mix them, create your own. And that's one of the beautiful things with this range. There's nothing stopping you creating your own by mixing them, or again mixing them with water, or of course mixing in more items with them. It doesn't just have to be one product at a time when we're getting creative. Think about all of the other things we can start mixing in with these to create different colours, different schemes, different ways. So we're going to move those out of the way for the second, and we're going to bring in a couple of embossed panels. So let's start off with a black and a white one to begin with. Now, if I wanted to do multiple colours on here, this is where our wax Lyrical comes into its own, because we may already have polishes, we may already have items that we can add colour, but you can't normally be quite precise. With these you can. On the end here, you've got like a lip gloss style finish tip to it. I'm going to clean that up so you can see it better. But it's literally like a diagonally sort of nozzle with a hole in the middle. Now I'm going to bring this out and I'm going to put it onto a blending mat. Now I would wash this off of the blending mat relatively quickly. I wouldn't leave it to dry on here because then it can be a bit of a soak job to get it to come away. And that's a really good point because these do stay in place beautifully. They're also very quick drying, which is something to bear in mind. So we're going to take a couple of colours and we're going to put them out onto here. We of course did the green, which is the apple pie, and we're now doing Lily of the Pink. We're going to pick up the green and we're going to work it down. So we're just working with a small amount, and we're going to go in and we're going to start highlighting where the foliage is. So anywhere that you feel that you want to be adding foliage, this is the colour we're going to be going for. We're going to keep picking up small amounts. Now, a lot of times with gilding waxes and polishes, we tend to see people put them onto their skin and work with them off of their skin. With this one, it's advised not to, because of the temperature in your skin will dry this to you quite quickly. If you bring them out and you put them onto a mat like I have here, you don't have to worry about that happening because of the mat obviously isn't as warm as your skin is. So you're going to have more playtime with the product before it starts to set. Now I'm purposely just going around my roses. I'm not worried too much if I go over the top of them because of the way this is formulated and the high concentration, and I do mean high concentration of mica in this. This has a ridiculous amount of mica. It's going to be able to layer. We're going to be able to do the pink shade over the top of any green bits that we happen to contaminate or go over. It's not the end of the world. So we don't have to be too precise for this. So we're going to just carry on going round. I don't want to bore you, but I also want you to see just how easy and quick and effective this is going to be to build up a background. Now you think of all of the different mediums you've got already that you colour over your embossed card with. How much do you struggle just getting the tops of the card? How much do you struggle not getting the areas that you want to colour? How much do you struggle going from one colour to another colour and getting the two to show on their own merit? Look how easy this is. Even going over the edges here of our roses, doesn't matter to me if we blend a little, it's just about making sure that that rose is being prominent in its colour. I'm going to go down this one as well, highlight into this one. And what's really cool with this as well, and we might do this on one of these, is if you do go a bit vintage, if you do go a bit blurry, if you're not happy with it, if you want to tone it back or pare it back slightly, maybe the pink's a bit brighter than you would have liked, go over the top with another shade, and we'll do that in a second so you can see what I mean. But we're just going to carry on adding in these roses. Again, I really like you to see the white and the black because you really do see the difference in the pop and the blend between the two different shades. And I really like this. I don't know which one I would pick actually. Would I go more for the white in this version or the black? I don't know. You're going to have to let me know in the comments. What do you prefer? Looking at this demo coming together, are you team white or team black for this example? What one floats your boat more? Where do you see this going? Now, if I lift this up so you can see it, because it's all about seeing that flash, seeing that colour, seeing that metallic, seeing that beautiful pop, and we'll bring in the white one as well. Now, isn't that glorious? Can't you just see that shimmer dance, see that light hit that, really radiate off and create this beautiful metallic effect? Now, as I mentioned, bringing in another colour over the top doesn't have to mean we go too harsh. So this one is, of course, the Heart of Gold. So we're going to pick a small amount of this up. I'm going to really work that so we've just got a small amount, and we're going to brush this over. Like all items like this, we can build more up. If we go in too heavy and we're not happy with the effect we've created, we can cover it by going back over with the next shade. But of course, we're building layers that we didn't need, and we're using product that we didn't need to. So by just bringing in a small amount at a time, and adding that little bit of gold over the top, especially this rose here. Can you see how lovely that is? Now, if you find that you're getting particles go through to the base and you don't want them there, I'm just going to see if I can find a blending brush. Just take a brush, whether it's a blending brush or a dustpan and brush, it doesn't really matter, but give it a brush and you're going to take off anything that's gone through to those areas you didn't want, any of the sort of crumbs, if you like, them sort of flakes that have gone awry, and that will just neaten this up for you. We're going to do again a bit of the gold. I've got a little bit too much there, so I'll take a small amount off on my hand. We'll do just a small amount, just really focusing this time over the top of the roses, bringing those in slightly. So I've just done 3 of these to give you an idea. Let's see if we can pick up that gold. So if we come down, here we go. There's our gold coming in. Isn't that gorgeous when you see the pink and the gold working together? That really cool, like enchanted effect. So that's if you want to use them to pinpoint areas within an embossing folder. That works brilliantly. How about if we want to cover over a complete embossing folder? We don't want to do any of this sort of by half effect. We want to go all in. So let's bring in some more of that gold. And we're going to take this out onto our mat. Actually, we'll save the gold for a second. Let's do this teal. Let's bring this teal in. So this one is the aquamarine. I love this. Oh, look at how glorious that is, even just in its form out there. Now again, we could go in with our fingertip and we can highlight over the whole panel, but this time I'm going to use a foam applicator on one of our little wooden applicator tools. We're going to take off the excess. So again, we're working with a small amount. We're not pushing down at all on this. We are literally just holding it and letting it glide, because a bit like I mentioned earlier, we can build up layers, we can't take them away. So if we're going too heavy-handed too quickly, we might find that we go through the dips and we end up with colour in areas we don't want it to be. If we just glide over the top nice and gently, we can see how we can just highlight just that area that we want to do. And we'll carry on going across this panel, just showing you how easy it is to build this up. Just working the tool, and you can go all in one direction if you wish to, but if you're feeling you're missing any of your pieces, then give it a twist and go in the other direction. There's nothing stopping you doing that, or working back up the panel if that works for you. It makes no difference, just keep building until you're happy. But look at this. That's how I've done our demo boards. That's as quick and simple and easy as that to create this effect over a 3D embossed piece of card. Now the folder I'm using today is our rosebud folder, and of course not only can we use this side, let's bring this gold for a second. Now I'm not cleaning my applicator between this, I'm going from one to the other, and we're going to bring this down. This gold one, by the way, when you start using this, you're going to find it's got like a glittery particle to it. This gold is incredible. Honestly, I feel the silver has as well, but the gold most certainly has. Now you're starting to see a bit, oh, got a little bit of a fingerprint going on there. Not the end of the world, just playing, so it doesn't matter. But when we start to see these colours come together, and we're going to bring out the pink again, and we're going to pick up a small amount of this one. So we're going over here to the pink, and we're going to bring that down, and we're going to start, oh, look at that. So I've got a little bit of gold on the applicator, I've got a little bit of the pink on here that's coming as well. How cool is that? Working on the reverse. Now maybe we want to add in some copper as well, and I'm going to layer my colours now on my mat. This stage is when I would have put my mats into water if we wasn't in the middle of a video, because obviously I don't want it to dry on my mat and become a sort of pain to colour, get the colour off. But for this, it's not the end of the world. We're going to start playing with our colours, blending them together. How? And I've got a little bit that's gone through there, that's fine. Look at this. Can you see them colours coming into play? This is the reverse of the embossing. So that's the emboss side. This is the deboss side. How effective is this? How cool. So let's show you another technique for this. Let's bring in a piece of card again, already embossed with our same, oh, I'm doing it again, I'm putting fingerprints everywhere. This is me being messy, please forgive me. So we'll take away that excess bit. We're going to go again for our gold, and we're going to bring some of this out. By the way, these tubes are 18 mil. That might not sound huge, but the amount you get in them and the small amount you're going to use for each application, honestly, these are going to last you a long, long time. You look after these, I have a feeling you're going to have them and be able to play with these for a long time yet. So we're going to pick up some more of the gold. We're going to carry on. I've got a little bit of purple coming through. It's not the end of the world because this project is completely different to what we've done before. We're going to carry brushing this over all the way to the end. Now I have got a little bit heavy-handed in the middle, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to layer that up. So we've got the gold coming all over the panel. We've got a lovely golden panel. Now this is already dry, already set, and already down. So what we're going to do next is we're going to bring in some alcohol markers. Now I wouldn't recommend you use your brand new alcohol markers for these, or if you've got really expensive ones, then probably don't use them, just in case you pick up any on the tips. But mine are really old alcohol markers, so I'm never too worried. Like most people, I suppose, or a lot of people, I haven't yet bought the posh set, but I plan on adding a posh set to my collection and having an old set. Currently I've just got the old set, so I'm not too worried about if I pick up anything on the nibs. But what I can do is go ahead and add colour to these roses, and what's going to happen is that the colour from or the metallicness, if that's even a word, from our wax Lyrical is going to colour the alcohol ink. So straight away, as we add colour to this panel, and we're going to do the leaves as well, so just like we did earlier with the two colours of the wax Lyrical, this time doing a similar effect but with our alcohol pens, we're going to colour all the way around where we were going, and we're going to fill in these areas so we've got our foliage and our roses completely popping. Now today I am very much focused on this one folder through these demos, but of course you could be using all of the folders you've got, the stencils you've got, the different embossed card you could be creating and then colouring like I am here. How easy and fun is that to create and play and make? Now I've got a little bit of wet alcohol ink in the middle of this one, so we're going to give that a bit of a blot just to take that away while that's set, and then we're going to go back to our applicator and we're going to bring out a small amount of gold again, and by small I literally mean like half the size of a pea. We're really not using a lot of this, and we're going to take this and we're just going to brush this lightly over the top, and this will then antique down our panel. So if you go too heavy, you've got a little bit heavy on this rose here, certainly go back in with your alcohol markers, colour over it again. But I find bringing that little element of gold back to the top of this really gives it a lovely effect, really gives it that more vintage feel. Now you think of how quickly we have created this panel. So simple, so quick, so easy, and yet the effects at the end are beautiful. Then we're going to move on. So another thing you might not imagine you can do with these is covering MDF. So this is one of our MDF plaques. Let's start off by bringing in a colour. So we're going to use our teal. Now we're going to do, let's do a few bits actually, and we'll do a couple of MDF pieces. So we're going to do a few dots of the aquamarine. We're going to bring in the blue moon. I don't know why I have to sing that. I apologise. I can't sing. I shouldn't subject you to that. I apologise. But it is, for some reason, something I feel I need to sing. So we're going to add some blue down, and then let's go copper. Let's go for the burnished copper. I'm going to add some of this in, and we're not going to be shy with this one because I'd like quite an antique effect. So we're going to add our dots down of that one. We're going to clean up our tip here on a blending brush, because we're going to be using the blending brush in a second. Now don't forget these are water-based, so as long as you wash them out of your brushes and you don't leave them on there too long, no problems here using a brush. And we're going to go in with a circular motion. And we're going to pick up every now and again so that we don't end up clouding this too much. We don't want to mix it to make a new colour. We want them colours to sit as separate colours, but we're going to blend them round and give that its own effect. Now I would run something around the edge, maybe like a tissue, to just take away the excess that's gone over the sides. And I'm going to hold this carefully so I don't colour it. But look what we have created in a matter of seconds. Now you don't need to do any more to that. Leave that to dry, literally take a couple of minutes. You're going to see the texture that's been put into this by the stipples or the brushes, or the bristles of the brush, I should say. How cool is that to have a textural painted background in literally a few seconds work that's already, not quite, but already starting to, these bits are dry. There's just our thicker bits here that need a second more, but already starting to dry. Now with this in mind, not only could you be brushing over in that sense, how about bringing in, so this time we'll go for the French lavender. And we're going to do a few dots going round the side here of the French lavender. We're then going to bring in the gold, and we're going to put some of this in the middles. Just giving that a little squeeze. There we go. It's a big blob there. We didn't need quite that much there. And then what shall we add in? Let's go for the green. Probably not colours you would normally put together, maybe. But we're going to add in some small amounts of green. We might delve back into these colours in a sec, but we're going to start there. Now, I'm not going to clean my brush off. We're just going to take off the excess on the paper. Now, again, look at that and think about die cutting out of this. You imagine die cutting a butterfly or something out of that bit. No reason why you can't. Everything you're creating here is usable. There's no reason you can't go back into all of these pieces, all of these offcuts, and use them. So we're going to move my fingers out of the way just slightly. I'm going to carry on bringing that down. Now again, look at that for a paint effect that we have managed to create in just a matter of seconds that gives you a beautiful finish. Now I've just added a little fingerprint in the middle there, so we're just going to take that out with the brush. How cool is that? You think of the hours and time it takes sometimes to colour and create unique backgrounds, and you see how quick we've created these two very different backgrounds in multiple colours so quickly and easily. And the texture is the bit that I can't get over. This panel, oh, that's not quite dry yet. That bit is nearly, but even with the big textural bits, it's starting to set in just a matter of moments and giving you that base that you can then build up on top of. So we've seen that we can go over our embossed card with them. We've seen that we can colour over that embossed card with our markers. And we've seen that we can use these on MDF. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to get more uses out of a product if I can do. I'm already happy with what I've created, but let's see if we can find another use. Let's go on and play a bit more. So we're going to get rid of that piece of paper for a second. We're going to bring in one of our blending mats. We're going to bring in a piece of paper or a piece of card, and we're going to start working on this one. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to take our colours and we're going to put them out onto the mat. So that again was our green. This one is going to be our aquamarine. Then we're going to bring in, oh, let's go for some of the lily of the valley. I'm going to bring out a small amount of that one. We're going to bring in some gold because I'm a bit gold obsessed, if I'm honest. So we'll bring in some gold. And then let's bring in that orange because I love this orange. Let's bring in a bit of that as well. And then we're going to mist this with some water. So I've got a little applicator here, a little mister bottle. We're going to go for the whole tile and we're going to activate all of those colours in one go. And we're then going to bring in back our piece of card. And actually, let's see if we can find a smaller piece to paint so that it doesn't go everywhere. So I'm going to work on this smaller panel over the top of that bigger bit. And we're going to find ourselves a paintbrush. So we're going to go for the green first of all, and we're going to work that in just to create a little paint. And we're going to start doing just a few lines across here. Now I'm going to do a background with mine because that's where I felt I would go this time. But actually, because we can turn this into a paint, how about thinking about taking a stamped image and painting your stamped images? It certainly doesn't have to be a big bold effect like this. Maybe you've got some Christmas stamps that need colouring or adding some additions to. Maybe you've got some birthday stamps. Maybe you've got some Easter stamps. Doesn't matter what the occasion is. If you're looking at this and thinking, well, actually, hang on a minute, I've now got the most incredibly mica-infused watercolour paints as well. You're right, you have. Not only have we got that embossed ability, not only have we got that sort of wax ability that we've been adding over the top of our embossed folders, we've also got the ability to say, well, we're going to take this and we're going to use it as a watercolour paint. So instantly out of these products, you have got so many uses and ways you're going to be able to use them. Now I'm just adding in here just some of this lovely aquamarine. We're just going to keep blending this over. This one's gone a bit more patchy, but it doesn't matter. It's all about playing. Let's have a look at that. Look at that. Look at that pop. Now on the camera, that doesn't look as half as impressive as it does here. Maybe it's the light, maybe it's the angle. But look at the way that's radiated. Now I promise you on camera, this is looking very patchy. But here in the studio, it's very filled in. If it is patchy, mist it with water while it's still wet, lay it off to one side and let them colours come back and play a bit more. If you wish to, bring in a light shade and add some more of that over the top into these areas. But already you can see with this more sort of heavy teal area, the aquamarine, we're straight away bringing that in, being able to blend that just because we've brought water into the party. Now, if you wish to, you could even go ahead and take off the excess to speed up the dry time. Now, you might end up with quite a nice pattern on here. Oh, that's quite grungy. That's quite fun. So again, you could add to that. That could be the start point for another piece, or you could leave it as it is. But now maybe you're going to start to see, oh, I don't know, it still looks patchy. It really isn't in reality. It's really beautiful here in the studio. But this is the joy sometimes of cameras. You might not see all of that metallic and all of that sparkle. Hopefully you can see there, on the screen, this bit looks patchy, but you can see that metallic picking up, which shows in reality it isn't patchy, because if it was, there wouldn't be any metallic to pick up. But it just shows you how quick and easy. I'll make a card with this panel at some point, and I'll take a photograph of it so you can see it. But it just shows how beautifully they come together. Oh, that looks better, doesn't it? Maybe laid flat is where I need to go. But it shows you how you can bring those in and play with them. And again, we're working on top of white card, but you could be working on top of black card, as you see through the different colour panels. So now we've painted with it, we've used it over our MDF, we've made beautiful patterns on our MDF, we've coloured with alcohol markers, and we've made multicoloured panels using our embossed cardstock. Now you start thinking about all of those embossing folders you've got, all of those stencils you've got, all of those stencils that you might want to emboss and add colour to, all of the different stamped images that you're going to be able to take these to and paint with over the top. I have a feeling this is one of those products that you are going to have so much fun with and just keep creating with time after time, because it's going to open so many avenues of creativity to you. So I'm just going to give my desk a little clean, nothing too bold, just a little clean up, because I've got a few samples that I want to share with you as well. Excuse me, little frog in the throat there. So then, let's bring in our samples to share with you and give you a bit more inspiration, because I have made a few bits that it'd be nice to share with you. So this is one of the stencils we have at Craftmania, or one of the embossing folders, I should say, we have at Craftmania. And I've taken this, I've embossed it, I've cut out, before I've embossed it, sorry, I've cut out our tile die in the middle to create this aperture. I've then used two colours, the lovely gold and the lovely aquamarine, to create the colour over the embossing. And then from there, I've taken the gold, I've put it out into a little blending mat, mixed in some water and painted the embossing folder that is underneath. So again, it doesn't have to necessarily be being brushed over, it can just be added to. This layer down here, and let's see if we can get to that, this is taking just this same aquamarine, putting it out onto a tile, mixing some water with it and painting it around the edges of this white panel of card, just to create the matching mat and layer to go with this panel. So again, when you're looking at these, never buy pearl card again. Think of these as pearl card in a tube that you're going to be able to take out and use around the edges. One of the bits I love about these is how well they seal, so that you know that they're airtight and going to stay fresh for a very long time. Another pack card I wanted to bring in, this one again, playing with the colours, using these again over black cardstock. So in some areas you can see the black coming through, that's what I wanted. And with this one, I've used black card, I've then built it up using the silver. I then added the blue, and then I topped this off with some of the gold, or the aquamarine, I should say. But these three colours have come together to make this creation. Very plain, very simple, very easy, and just really playing around to create what I hoped ended up looking a bit antique-y, because that was where I was aiming to go. Then we go for a very elegant and easy Christmas card. So this one again is using an embossed panel, which I've just taken a blending brush with, put the gold on and brushed it over black cardstock. And that's created this style of look. So you've got like a brushed gold going on over the top of the embossing. I've added a little ribbon. I could choose to add a little sentiment or something else up in the top there, but actually I wanted it to look like just a present that had been wrapped round with a little bow. I was thinking maybe there's a little envelope to put money or a gift card in perhaps. Now, when we started, we did some embossing, didn't we? We went over the top of that embossed panel, and I show you how the gold sat over the top of the pink and the green beautifully. this is a completed card bringing that idea into reality. Instead of just a sample, actually showing you in a card format. Then another one here using a snowflake embossing folder. I'm bringing in the gold, the copper, the aquamarine, and a small amount from our blue moon, just to completely transform this black piece of card into this beautiful snowflake piece that you can see before you now. Then moving on to another little example. Actually, let's show you these. This one is another one of our MDF plaques. I haven't finished this yet, but another one I wanted to show you with that texture and depth coming in from our bristles. Can you hear that? That is what the texture has created. Now, you don't have to keep that. You can blend it out if you wish to, but I really love that. That's really arty, possibly a bit steampunky, really mechanical-esque, but equally could have some beautiful flowers put on there. Could be for any occasion or throughout the year, depending on what you're working on, or could be any number of sort of plaques for different rooms and tubs and bits. But it's just a little piece to show you what that's going to look like dry. Here's another panel I wanted to share with you that I've already done. This one I didn't use any water. I just used a blending brush and the colours, and I brought them over and blended them together to make this really cool background. Again, just showing you a different idea. Then moving on to some more MDF ideas. This one again is one of the ones where I have put dots around the circle and brought them down with a blending brush, and then just added on our cosmos flower, our lovely elegant foliage, and a butterfly to finish this off, and a little ribbon through the top. Again, very quick, very simple, very easy, but could be a nice little gift maybe, or just a little decoration to go around a box perhaps, or could even go on the front of a card if you wanted it to. It's just a fun little way to build up and play around. Then another little plaque here. This one is using the gold, the green and the orange. I did blend these on together quite nicely, so you might not see all of the shades come through, but again, just finished off using one of our cosmos flowers, cosmos foliage, and a little butterfly on the end there. And then two more to show you. This one again, oh, this is a fun one. This is using the same application, so again, with a blending brush, going through, making some texture. Something I've done on this one that I didn't show you was I've used this one, which is Silver Fox, put it out onto a palette or onto a blending mat, mixed it with water, I've picked it up with my paintbrush, and then I've just tapped over the top to create the splats that you can see coming into the background to give kind of a night sky snowy effect. And then I've added Rodney, our lovely stamped image, onto the front there to make a little Christmas gift tag. And then another one here with a Christmas in mind. This is one of our big heart plaques, and this time I've brought in our lovely snowman die set. This is one of our snowman dies, which was on Die of the Week recently. We've just got a few of these left. I can't remember how much he is, but he's a right bargain, and I'll put him on the same page under the YouTube tab for the complete video. I've also brought in our classic poinsettia, bit of foliage, a thinking of you and a sentiment banner, and then in the background here you can probably see, but I've used some of the pink, some of the gold, and some of the copper. I also think actually, if I go by memory more than what I can see, I also brought in some of the dark purple and just went for some diagonal lines going through this panel to create this effect. But it's lovely seeing that you can work on MDF with this as well as your cardstock. So there's just a few ideas to hopefully give you a bit of inspiration on what you could be creating with this bundle. Now, once again, this bundle is while stocks last. There is a limited amount of them, and when they are gone, they are gone. So please don't linger. If you like the look of them and you would like to get your hands on this incredible collection, which I genuinely feel you're going to get so much fun out of, because there is so many ways in which you're going to be using these. And I don't even think today I've shown you every possibility. I've just shown you the techniques and tips that I really enjoy working with these to show you just a few ideas. But I think you're going to have an awful lot of fun with these. Now, don't forget your recommended retail price is £69.90. Your offer price is just £48.99, and that is going to get you the Blue Moon, the Burnished Copper, the Aquamarine, the Silver Fox, the Lily the Pink, the beautiful Blaze Orange, the Slate Grey, the Heart of Gold, the French Lavender, and the Apple Pie. Now, once again, that is a while stocks last, so don't dilly-dally. If you like the look of this, or you're hoping to get it for Christmas, get tagging the people that you hope might tell Father Christmas about it for you, because when they're gone, and I genuinely mean that. There really isn't loads of these available, so when they're gone, they're gone. Don't forget, as it's over £10, if you do go for the bundle, you're going to qualify for free UK P&P, and if you would like to receive these anywhere in the world, then of course you'd fall into our international shipping, which comes with a £10 capped postage rate. I get there in the end, you just have to bear with me sometimes. But it will only cost you £10 to receive these anywhere in the world. You can find all of these and all of the bits we've been looking at, so whether that's the embossing folders, the pens, the mister bottles, the blending mats, everything you've seen throughout this video will all be on that one page for you. The description, the link will be in the description to the video. Or if you prefer, you can go onto the website www.craftmaniacrafts.com, and on there you'll see YouTube on the menu bar. Give that a click and it'll go through and you will see our Wax Lyrical tab. Give that a click, and when it opens you will see the whole page full of all of the information telling you about all of the bits that we've been sharing with you, including the bundle offer. You can buy them individually as well. There is a little bit of a saving on them singly, but by far, and as I mentioned, approximately 30% discount is if you do go for the complete bundle. And I don't think you're going to regret it for a single second. You're going to have so much fun with these. Now, when you come to check out, and if Father Christmas is getting these for you, make sure you tell them to log into your account, because you want to collect your, what do we call it? Craftmania Inner Circle Rewards. I need to write that down because I'm terrible with names. Craftmania Inner Circle Rewards. For every £1 you spend online or in store, but that's a separate program, but online, you're going to receive a point in your Craftmania Inner Circle Rewards program. The more points you collect, the more rewards you get, quite frankly, and the more money you're going to save. So of course, this is going to qualify you for 48 points on top of your 30%-ish discount. So this is genuinely the best time to jump on board and get hold of your Wax Lyrical. Now, thank you very much for watching today. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer, please pop them in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them for you. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been inspired. And if you do get hold of these, I hope you enjoy them as much as I have. Thank you very much for watching today. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now.